This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The human postponer. They were the master of one phrase. I'll circle back on that. But 3 months later, you are the one doing all their work and wondering how big that circle is. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can take the hiring load off your plate by automating the hiring busy work from the initial job post to scheduling interviews. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Sensei Bob Jones. It's a lovely way to start an interview in the fact that you are my instructor for so many years and gaps in between. But I'm going to take you back in time.
Oh.
Because you come from a lovely part of Leeds called Belle Isle or Middleton. Middleton. Which has changed a little bit over the years.
Yeah.
And I've seen the picture of you, very, very young man.
Yes.
And I want to do a little bit of how we got to this point today and then move on how we're evolving into something new.
Okay.
So, Bob, as I may just call you instead of Sensei.
Yeah, of course you can.
Your style, would you say you started in the Ueshiba or the Tomiki?
Right. So I'll go back before that.
Oh, go back. Thank you.
I actually started in judo.
Oh, right. Okay.
So my first real instructor was a guy called Frank Ryder.
Right.
And his son, David Ryder. And they ran a club in Leeds called Budokan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Down on, what was it, Wellington Street?
Wellington Street. Well, I started even before Wellington Street.
Oh, my God, where you went downstairs?
That was downstairs. That was Budokan. But they had an old mill before that.
Yeah.
And they had a canvas covered mat. But it didn't have mats under it. It had loose straw.
Oh, my God.
So your very first job was for all the kids to get on their hands and knees and pat this straw under the mats so that it covered the floorboards before you could actually start doing judo.
Yeah.
And I did judo with them for about 6 years. So from 10 to 16, 17.
Right.
I did judo there.
Right.
With a couple of Aikido classes.
Right.
But not really, didn't catch my imagination.
No.
And then I moved on to a place called Jack Lane.
Oh, yeah.
The Leeds Athletic Institute.
Yeah, I went there.
Which was the only sports facility, really, in those days run by the council.
Right.
There weren't really sports centres and gyms and that sort of thing. And when I went in there, because it was fairly inexpensive, and I was a student and didn't have a lot of money, when I went in there, I went in initially to do judo. And when I turned up, they said, oh, we don't have judo on tonight, but we have Aikido on tonight. So if you want to go and do something, for 25 pence a term.
Oh, my goodness me, 25 pence a term.
You could
jump
do
at the chance.
Everything. So I then went to the Aikido class.
Yeah.
And ended up then really doing more traditional Aikido. The pure traditional Aikido for 2 or 3 years.
So that was the Ueshiba?
That was the Ueshiba style. under a guy called, Barry Vigras and his wife Denise.
How did you find that? How did you, doing the judo, what was it like? What was it, was there a big transition?
There is, because the pain is in a different place. the pain in judo is whole body pain when you hit the floor. The pain in Aikido can be very much, wrists, arms, top of the body type stuff. And then a break fall or a roll. So it was quite different. But at least, because I'd done 6 or 7 years break falling, that side of things was quite natural to me. So it was easier to get into than a complete beginner. And then Barry left, him and his wife left, and there were 4 brown belts took over the club. But before that, he'd introduced us to a guy called Brian Eustace, who used to do a lot of restraint techniques with the police, nationally, with their PTIs and stuff like that, when they really did study restraint. without a taser or a spray or
when you could get away with it.
So
proper policing.
And he did Tomiki Aikido, sport Aikido as we call it now. And for 4 years, once a month, we travelled to Stratford-on-Avon where he was based, and learnt Tomiki from him. So my Aikido, like I said on here, is, sport Aikido is a synthesis of traditional techniques, but it doesn't matter which school of traditional Aikido you take them from. It's traditional Aikido. And the judo-esque stuff, which is more the randori we do. And that's why it fits with me, because it's got both worlds. The sport Aikido has both worlds. It has the competitive edge, and it has those elements to it.
In the competitive world, nobody usually asks these questions, but how well did you do in the competitions, when you were doing them?
Well, I was always... The trouble with Aikido, as opposed to judo, which I probably should have stuck with, was that you don't have weight categories. So I was very much a lightweight. So to go in old money... when I used to compete in Aikido and judo before that, I was sort of 7-8 stone, which is very light.
Very light,
Very light. 55 kilos maybe, ish, around that sort of thing. I was that for many, many years. So the randori was quite hard because, of course, a lot of the people that I practiced and taught with were looking at sort of 14, 15 stone fighting weight.
Absolutely.
And therefore it does have a big advantage. People say it shouldn't, but it does. And it's why I'm campaigning to get weights into the world of Aikido competition, because it does make a difference, whatever you do. Whatever you do makes a difference. So, I say this to my students, right? In my Aikido competitive career, I could have won 600 medals. I could have. Gold, silver. I actually won 47.
Oh my goodness me!
Right? A lot of fourth places, and when in your younger days. So when you compete, it's not about winning medals. It's about putting on a performance, doing whatever you're going to do, and then coming away and then analysing what you did and training harder to make it better for the netter time. So I don't see competition. I mean, Aikido and competition is a little bit at loggerheads. Traditional Aikido, we don't compete. But actually, I see it as part of the journey. After all, Weshiba was quite a, can I use the word thug? In his younger day. Out on the streets, fighting people, doing stuff like that. The Hell Dojo and all those sorts of things. So what's the difference between doing it under controlled circumstances and testing your technique, and then sort of saying, right, I've got to go away, I've got to work hard and come back better, And that's just the same as a grading.
Yeah.
As long as you're not into this, I got a gold medal and I'm brilliant.
Yeah, I saw that many times, and that is a great, and I think I'd like you to sort of like expand on that a little bit while you're to camera, because I'd lovely to people to see you actually try and push to them the how to accept doing a competition.
Yeah.
Because some people went into a competition and they had to win.
Yeah.
And when they didn't win, it was like, well, I'm a failure.
Yeah.
And the thing was, it wasn't a failure really. It was, you've got to put some more effort in. And I'd like you to expand that. Really.
Yeah. So if you see competition as the win-lose scenario,
yeah,
then you lose all the way around.
Right.
Whether you win or not. I'll give you an example. I used to do some work at Carnegie. I was trained at Carnegie, teacher training.
Yeah.
And I used to know people like Jeff Cook, who used to be the English rugby union manager.
Yeah.
Many years ago. And people like that were all around at that time. And one of the things that they would say was that when somebody goes to like the Olympics and they win or lose, it makes no difference. The day after they've done what they're going to do, and let's say they do win, a lot of them will say, I just want to go home now. I mean, in the old days, it wasn't media and all this, it was, and they would sit, and because their whole meaning for life for that intense period was done.
Right.
And I sort of thought, well, that's a bit strange. So I took a team to the Japanese National Championships in 1985, and we got a silver medal in the team, 5-man team. And the day after, 3 of them came up to me and said, can we just go home now? Can we just go home? Because for a year, they trained 7 days a week.
Yeah.
More than a year. They'd built up over years. But the year we went, we trained 7 days a week. And their whole reason for living was now gone. And they didn't want to see Japan, didn't want to have a holiday, didn't want to relax, celebrate. They just wanted to go home. And I think what you've got to try to get with competition is I never used to get elated when my teams won or I won. But I never used to get dejected when they lost.
Fantastic.
Exactly the same emotion.
That's it.
And if you can do that, then that's good, because of course it's the highs and the lows, and you just want to do a martial art. You want to be steady. You need to control your emotion when you're on the high, but also when you're on the down.
Yeah.
And win or lose, whoever, it's the same in the club. The team will train. And let's say we have 20 or 30 people, and one of them gets the gold medal.
Yeah.
To me, they've all got a gold medal.
Yeah.
Only one person can get a gold medal.
Yeah.
And if that one, but they only did it because everybody in that club practices with them.
Yeah.
And it pushes them on.
Yeah.
And they take advantage of it. And to be quite honest, there's an element of luck. On the day of a major competition, there's always that lucky bit where you don't meet last year's world champion in the first round, where you don't have a judge who's not biased, who doesn't have a sort of an edge to him. You don't get sleep deprived because you caught a late plane and you've got jet lag wherever you land. So there is, you don't get food poisoning the night before and you feel a bit grotty on the day of the comp. There's loads, you're not carrying an injury from a training session before. So there is a degree that people, when they actually win a competition, get that gold medal, there is a degree of luck to it as well. And there might be other people on that day that are just as good.
Would I be right in saying, could you tell us that the World Championships, have they been out of Japan for a long time, or were you part of bringing the World Championships out of Japan, or am I just...
we were part of that.
Yeah.
When the first World Championships took place, they were administered by the Japanese association. And they, because of that, they originally said World Championships can only be in Japan, which I find quite unfair. But so they were only in Japan. When they went to America, the Japanese refused to acknowledge that competition as a world championship. So it's actually listed on our website as an international competition, not world. But then we put pressure on the Japanese and said, no, that's not right. So eventually the Japanese conceded that every 4 years there would be a world championship. And for a while before COVID, we had them every 2 years, but then COVID had a big effect on it. So it's back to 4 years now. But wherever they are held, every 4 years, that will be the World Championship.
So when's your next World Championship?
End of July this year.
Wow.
In Poland.
Wow, fantastic.
So all the people that we've seen this weekend doing these demos are all off to Poland for a very long weekend to compete there.
Fantastic. Can we just talk about your little bit evolution of dojos? You did an awful lot of dojos for sort of like in sports centres for a long time. And now you've moved into your own premises for several years. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
Oh, thank you. I can advertise this a little bit.
I'm not advertising. No. I say it, and I'll tell you why I'm asking you. Is because you've said it about the straw and the mats. And I think it's important that people understand that if they're training, they have the right equipment, and I think it'd be good for you to give that information.
So I retired early from work. I worked in education for 35 years and retired early. So as a retirement project, because I've never believed about making money personally out of martial arts or my hobby. So I was, the club said, wouldn't it be great if we had our own place? So 2 years after I'd finished retirement, we found a venue in Meanwood in Leeds. We called it Ichiban, and a group of us, it's not the same group now, but a group of us actually restored this building and put mats down and opened a private club. But we've also got their karate, jiu-jitsu, judo, aikido, kenjutsu, all the Japanese martial arts. And we do it as a not-for-profit. So none of the coaches get financially paid in any way. We sponsor teams to go to competitions. We sponsor individuals who can't afford to go to competitions. And we keep the fee as low as we possibly can. So a child, a youngster or student can come and do 7 days a week for £25 a month.
Not bad. Good. Not 25p then?
No, not 25p. It has gone up since the 70s, unfortunately. So it means that even a lot of the fairly hard up parents who've got 2 or 3 kids, I mean, we do a family ticket, which is cheaper really, so that anybody can come, and they can because people are hard up, but they don't really say we cannot afford that.
So before we get on to another thing, I know for several years you've taught the little kids and stuff like that, what we call the juniors. What do you get out of that? what do you get out of that? Because I've been there, and it's like madness sometimes.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. But you've got to think that, and I did mention before that Leeds, except for one, has had 4/5 world champions men and 3 world champions women.
Yeah.
And except for one of those, they all started as children.
Wow.
The latest one, Paul Carr, who won the title twice, and is the only male to do so, started when he was about 8 years old.
Wow.
But it'll be in their late 20s if they're going to win it.
Yeah.
So it's a very long time to train.
Yeah.
But if you start off with 6, 7, 8-year-olds, you've just got to have that patience that, one day maybe they will.
Yeah.
A lot will leave.
Yeah.
A lot will go off and do other things.
Yeah.
But that's what you're looking for.
So after a bit of encouragement, you did write for Martial Arts Illustrated for a while.
I did, yes.
And you seem to enjoy that. What did you get out of doing that, Bob?
Well, I think it's any sort of media is about giving a message, isn't it? It's about giving what you believe in, what is the right message, what's the right thing about martial arts, what's it all about, and to me martial arts is about 3 things. It's about you learning good technique, whatever it is. It doesn't matter which martial art it is, learn good technique, which there are gaps in that nationally and worldwide. But it's about learning good technique. And to do that, it's about you sort of thinking, right, to do that, I have to do a technique dozens of times, and therefore, in a class, I have to be fitter just to be able to do that. If you're not, what happens is you start doing a particular technique, you do it 2 or 3 times, you start to get tired, the technique becomes worse.
Right.
Yeah. So you have to be fit enough to do that technique hundreds of times, so that every time you do it, you're actually trying to improve the technique. And then the third thing is it's a mental discipline.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without, a lot of people can do technical stuff. A lot of people can do a lot of push-ups and be physically fit.
Yeah.
But unless you train the mind, unless you train them up here, the rest is completely worthless.
Yeah. Before I move on, I remember you doing a meme demonstration, and I want to talk about this because I was more than impressed. You dress as James Bond, I remember. Can you tell us about how that concept, because the demonstration is amazing,
Well, it comes down, I think I was doing a talk at the Round Table.
Right.
Generally. And the idea of this talk was a friend of mine asked me to do it for her round table, whatever. And she said, but there'll be a formal meal and you have to come in tuxedo and do this thing. So you're going to have a meal, and then you're going to get straight up and give this talk on martial arts and Aikido.
Yeah.
So I thought, hang on, but what about getting changed? They said, well, no, because it'll move straight in. We don't have all the time. So I had two basically hookies, 2 lads with me. So off they went to get changed while I was giving this talk. And I didn't have time to get changed.
Right.
So I just had to go on in this tuxedo and throw them around.
Yeah.
And then we did another martial arts show in Huddersfield.
That's right, yeah.
The one I think you're talking about. And we did that. And a lot of it is showmanship and show and stuff. And I get that.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll just do it in my tuxedo again. It'll just be different.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I did. I did it in my
and
tuxedo.
it was amazing. It was absolutely fantastic.
So, it's good.
Over some time, I know you're very humble about this, but just for the camera, can you tell us what you are in Dan grades for your martial arts? I'm sorry, but I might as well ask.
Well, the first thing is, I don't call myself Shihan.
No.
And I don't even call myself sensei.
No, I know you don't.
Everybody on the mat
calls you Bob. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And in fact, in the main Aikido lesson, we actually, and sometimes in the judo when I'm in charge of it, we form a circle, we don't have a line.
Yeah.
So we don't have pictures on the walls of dead senseis and all that.
No.
It's very much down to earth, and everybody's equal in my eyes.
Yeah. I
know more than most, but we're all equal as people.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
Yeah.
So I am 8th Dan, basically in sport Aikido.
Yeah.
Sometimes called Tomiki Aikido, but
yeah.
It's sport Aikido. I'm 4th Dan in Aikikai, traditional Aikido, and I'm 3rd Dan Judo.
Pretty impressive, Bob. Pretty impressive.
So that's after 61 years of practice.
Mere start, man.
Mere child.
Anyway, after more persuasion, can you tell us a little about this book that you brought?
The book?
Yeah.
Well, somebody not too far away, somebody who has got a lot to answer for, got me writing for Martial Arts Illustrated and the other book,
World of Martial Arts.
World of Martial Arts, yeah. Got me writing bits for those. I don't think they're being published now.
No, we've stopped. We've just gone to
this person then suggested that I start writing stuff down as a bit of a legacy as well, because you don't go on forever.
No, that was the idea.
So this is the first one, and it is really just a beginner's guide for sport Aikido, and there's quite a lot in it. It is all the basic stuff, because there isn't a good. There's me at 10.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And one of my old traditional Aikido instructors who's no longer with us. And then, of course, there's this bit, which is introduction by a guy called Andrew Staton.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's in there somewhere. I can't find it, but he's in there somewhere. So I've written this beginner's guide for sport Aikido.
Yeah.
I've just about finished the one beginner's guide for judo.
Yeah.
Written with my current judo instructor, who's 7th Dan.
Yeah.
To give the guidance, and I'm also halfway through writing a traditional Aikido book for beginners.
Good.
And I've got a couple more planned, but I need collaborators to do that.
Yeah.
And then I've got a couple of bigger books planned. One on randori.
Yeah.
For Aikido, how to do it.
Yeah.
And the ins and outs of it, which I've written hundreds of pages for already. But I need some photographs and things. I might do a kata book for Aikido as well, although there are 2 of those on the market, but I think it needs updating.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that's been suggested called Beyond Black Belt.
Yeah.
Which is more about the sort of mental approaches and stuff that having a black belt should teach you.
Yeah. Fantastic. How can we get these books? What's the way of getting a?
Well, at the moment, I'm going to try to get them on Amazon.
Right.
When I get the judo book done, I'm going to get them both on Amazon. But basically, it's the website, the Ichiban link.
Yeah.
Just contact me.
I'm going to sort it out.
Yeah, £10 plus postage.
Fantastic.
It's fine. It's good.
Bob Jones, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
And next time we shall talk about judo.
Yes, why not?